Aí vou jogar o 2 agora. Alguma cor na floresta. Eu devia ter aumentado.
Hello, Parte. Is that you? Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you right away. I'm the deputy director of this wonderful theater, the Deputy Ossipon. Once upon a time, this place was a fairy tale. There was a palace here, and the area was called the Fairy Kingdom. You do know that this theater was founded in the restored palace, correct? Well, the palace itself was destroyed by a large group of unknown vandals 3 years ago. But recently it was rebuilt and they decided to form a theater in it. Turns out that since the owner abandoned his palace before the attack, the land had become the property of the city. So the mayor decided to make a theater here. Alright, I shall give you a brief instruction. I know you've already been instructed by the director himself, but it's not that painful to hear it twice. Alright, here we go. You're a security guard now. Keep the place safe, don't let anybody in, keep the strangers out, and you'll get a guaranteed paycheck. Sounds easy, but you'll still have to prove yourself, because, well, the cameras don't record for some reason, so you have to be prepared for the unexpected, and you will have to notify the police right away about the intruders. We tried everything, but the recording error still occurs. Anyway, there are motion sensors in the vent, and on the computer as well. So you will immediately get a warning if there's something moving or going on in there. Actually, I don't think anybody needs to go through those dusty tunnels, but it's a royal theater, so you have to be vigilant. Could you tell me more about yourself? Alright. I get that you don't want to tell me. Okay, look. They haven't changed anything after the renovation, so just be careful with the equipment. Because it seems like it's from 2003, I think. They don't even have cameras all over the building yet. But those are good enough for now. Also, the power generator in your room is old, so the plugs might pop due to an electronic failure. Oh, and you better don't use 2 computers at once. Just use one instead. And it's better to use the newer one. It's in the room with lots of screens. That's where you shall go. Don't leave the lights on when you're not there. If the power suddenly goes out, you won't be able to work. You just keep an eye on the power. Again, the light from the lamp on the desk is not likely to be of any use to you, since you'll be spending most of your time in the review room anyway. Well, go ahead and start working.
Tá bom. sei o que ele tá fazendo. Não sei nem por que eu tô olhando. Desliguei. Ué, tá segurando a cadeira. Não, é não. Pensei que tava segurando a cadeira. Eita. Pra ligar tem que segurar aqui. Nada. Não sei nem o que ele tá fazendo. Desliguei. É melhor ficar parado, né? Até chegar até às 6. Quando você vai segurar a tela. Beleza.
I'm coming out now to deal with you, hooligan.
Agora é primeiro minigame. Nada. Terça-feira.
Hello? Martin? Oh, well. Hello again. Nice of you to stay on the job. You know, it was hard to find anyone for that job. Not many people want to pass by this palace now. It's probably because of some myth about some toys walking around at night. And they supposedly killed a man. Seriously, how can anyone be afraid of this scary tale? Nonsense. You believe it as well? Alright. At least you're not afraid. Although, there's nothing to be afraid of. The cameras in here are all. The noise and the vibration can make them malfunction, if anything. They're just scheduled to be replaced next week. And yes, there's a man who lives in that room who calls himself a philosopher. He's such an alcoholic. He has practically lived here in the palace his entire life. At least he told so. When the palace was being restored, we found him here. He refused to leave the building. He said he wanted to continue to live here. Then we decided to hire him as a locksmith at the same time. Instead of a wage, he asked for food, water, and alcohol. What an alcoholic. So don't think he's a stranger. He never leaves his room, so you wouldn't mistake him for a stranger. By the way, we had some toys brought for the theater the other day, but they got shaken and damaged somehow along the way. But luckily, not all the toys were badly damaged. Anyway, The philosopher offered to help us, and he wanted to fix them. And today he was supposed to put them in their places. You can even see some through video surveillance. If the philosopher has already laid them out, of course, we'll get them ready for the children's shows. This is the Walding Plate. That's where the east wing of the palace is. It's all abandoned, neglected, and ruined inside. We haven't started rebuilding that part of the palace yet. Maybe in a year we'll start. I don't know. And now, after the restoration, the layout of the rooms isn't very comfortable. But we'll manage eventually. It's kind of so that if the robbers decide to turn off the power in the whole building, you and the cameras will still have power. Yes, the cameras are powered by the generator in the room. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We found some leather in the vent right above you. Well, it might fall out. If you hear any rubbing or soft knocks, don't stand under it. The trash might come out. We'll clean the vent tomorrow or the day after. So be careful today. It was such a great time when there was a palace instead of a theater. This was the home of King Froggold's family. Oh, right, yes. Well, let's get to work then. Good night.
Beleza. Vou apagar as luzes logo e tá lá de cima. Agora é só ficar fazendo nada, só ficar esperando até chegar até 6. Deixa eu ver quem tá vindo. É, eles estão vindo. Tinha um easter egg ali. Que isso? Aí vem pro minuto. Ele entra no duto. Tá meio pouco longe. Eita, beleza. Me assustou. Aí. ativar aqui logo. Agora que começou. Luz. Será que tem um dragão? Tem não. Tem não essa noite, tem não. Dá bem. Tem alguns que estão vindo lá do outro. Se está fechado. Tá fechado ainda. Só não falta não dar lag, pelo amor de Deus. Tá dando lag. Meu Deus do céu. Tem três que estão vindo lá no duto. Tem um que mais perto de mim. Beleza. Tá na metade. Chegou. Você está abrindo. Entendeu? Tem que esperar. Aí. Beleza. Pronto. Deixa eu ver se o sapo sai daí de lá. Fechou. Todo. Ah, não. Deixa o sapo ir embora, ele já tá na porta esperando. Que ele tá vindo. Deixa eu ver se o sapo foi embora. Foi embora. Só sei que esse dragão que vai vir na casa de mim. Tem o que tá mais perto. Vou nem ativar a luz. Agora vou. Pronto. Deixa eu ver se o sapo foi embora. Foi. Desativar. Deixa o sapo ir embora. Acabou. Não. Acabou.
Go away. Who's walking around and doesn't let me sleep? How dare you disturb my dream? Get out!
Ah, eu queria ouvir o som do ambiente. Ave mais. Jogar com esse fone de ouvido. Eu devo ficar triste? Não. E os vândalos que destruíram o castelo. Agora sim, vai ser difícil. Nossa, vai ser agora. Quarta.
Well, good. I hope you learned the map by heart and know where the things are. Good for you. You already know where the things are. The palace is beautiful, isn't it? There are so many rooms, and many of them have their own individual style. The palace is just so buried in the inside. Yeah, it was certainly nice here. But after one incident, things went wrong. It all started when one of Froggold's daughters went missing. As you know, the whole family was out walking in their garden one late night at a time, and the daughter just went missing. These were hard times for a man like Froggold. He had always been cheerful, but then he fell into the deepest depression. He even closed the fairy kingdom from further visits. Then there were many interrogations, investigations. Froggold was so fed up with it all, but he held on trying. After the incident, he immediately went to the police, to a detective agency, but it got him nowhere. Absolutely no evidence. But in the end it turned out to be one of the detectives disappeared. As a result, surveillance cameras were placed in the palace and around the grounds. And moreover, even in the air ducts, motion detectors were installed. And so it came the end of the quiet life of Froggold and his family. Over time, of course, things calmed down a bit. But it wasn't like before anymore. Still, it was a profound loss. Then they started hiring guards for the fairy kingdom, because all sort of hooligans started showing up in the garden and vandalizing it at night. Perhaps those were the very people who destroyed the palace. Or rather, they are. but when asked why they didn't do it, they refused to answer. But as Froggold II said himself, who disappeared with his family and courtiers, could tell us about it. This happened after the murder of the king's chief servant. A few days after the crime, the entire palace was suddenly abandoned. Froggold and the family fled, taking almost nothing from the palace. The palace and its entire grounds were left completely unattended. And then the vandals came, and you know the rest. It's hard to figure out why the family ran away. They could have fled either from the vandals, or because they could have committed these murders. But I can't believe they could have done that. I mean, they certainly couldn't have done it. I know them. I was acquainted with all of them. Well, I can suspect one crazy old woman, the king's mother-in-law. But I'm sure even she is not the murderer. And there's something else notable in this whole story. There were those toys in the kingdom. The ones you heard myths about. The ones that supposedly came to life and so on. They were called Froggy, Kitty, Rocco, and some kind of gnomes. So one day a guard noticed that they seemed to be walking around at night, and he even told a technique to protect himself from them. He was sent to a psychiatrist for a checkup. Then the second one came in, kept quiet for the first time. Then, after the murder, he talked about how he heard that the servant has been killed by Froggy. He heard it straight over the phone. They began to suspect him, and for 3 days they wouldn't let him leave the palace grounds. But the detective said, guess what he said? That's the point. He was supposedly killed by Froggy, and the detective was trying to prove something. Oh? What's there to tell? Why would you need it anyway? Well, why do you need it? Alright, listen. Well, in a nutshell, if Froggy comes, turn off the light. He's blind and can't see you in the dark. But don't go where it's bright, he'll see you there and attack you. About Kitty and Rocco, they can see very well in the dark, and you have to turn on the lights when they come in. It kind of blinds them. Ridiculous, right? And there's something about the gnomes that says something about a music box. It has to be turned on for them for some reason. That's all. Oh yeah, one more thing about the philosopher. He's not making any noise in his workshop, is he? He was drunk again this afternoon and shouted something about curses and cursed devils. And then he made such a noise that half the palace must have heard that. Honestly, I didn't listen at all to what he was yelling. He talks such nonsense sometimes when he's drunk. Oh, see that little box on the table? I thought I brought it to you. If you get bored, you can wind it up. Oh, but don't forget about the work. Don't give the box too much attention. Alright, you got work to do. See you later.
Tá bom. Merda. Me assustei por causa que explodiu. Oxi. Agora que começou. Vai vir dois. Três. Tem que assistir todos. Pronto. Só desligar. E ouvir. Agora não. O que eu aprendi? o Froggy para aparecer na sala, quem tiver com os olhos vermelhos tem que ficar com a lanterna apagada. Aí esses brinquedos então no Dudu tem que resolver. Tem que sim. Pronto. Desliga. Aí se aparecer o gato, tem que deixar a luz ligada. Aí se aparecer o dragão que tá correndo, vamos ver o som de ambiente do dragão que tá correndo. Aí tem que ir lá fechar a porta. Eita! Agora não. Aí os gnomos, se tiver falando no fundo, tiver alguns passos, tem que ir lá e apertar o botão da caixinha. Aí é assim que eu entendi como é que funciona. Beleza, agora é só continuar jogando. E... O que aconteceu, jogo? Eu tenho que morrer mesmo. Oxi. Ah, agora voltou. Eu nem vi que se tinha alguma coisa. Tá fechado. Porque o jogo bugou na hora. Percebe os cenários do nada. Aí, o sapo apareceu. Desliguei essa luz. A luz não, a apontador. Eita. Ave Maria. Esquece não. Tá, poxa. Ave Maria, se eu jogar com esse fone de ouvido aqui, eu vou morrer. Eu vou me fartar. Ah, o cat vindo. Deixa ele ir embora. Eita. Vai lá vindo. Aí Se tiver alguns alarmes, tem que ficar ativa uma pontada também na próxima noite. Eu acho. Eita, eita, eita. Meu Deus do céu. É o sapo. Meu Deus, dá save logo. Eu vou infartar. Que? Ave Maria. Aqui eu tenho que me virar. Oxi. Beleza, o jogo me puxa lá pro outro lado. Oxi. Pois pronto, o jogo bugou. Não acredito que o jogo bugou. Meu Deus do céu. Olha. Não buga, não buga, não buga. Aí, desbugou. Não. Pelo amor de Deus, não buga. Não trava. Vou ficar andando devagar. Aí, acabou. Nossa, o jogo bugou.
Hello? It's such a downpour today. Will they be surprised to see huge puddles in the morning? I think it's going to rain all night. Oh, not a big deal. Didn't really need it there anyway. We haven't changed the bulbs in most of the rooms yet. We'll change them sometime later. Did you know that the characters in the play, Froggy and Friends, are based on, those old walking toys? However, we added new characters. But once upon a time, these were King Froggold's first favorites. He loved them so much. And then he passed away. His castle was abandoned as his son Froggold II moved into a new palace. Froggold I had a heart disorder, so he tried to stay calm while doing anything and everything. Did you see the castle behind this palace? That is the castle of Froggold I. He lived there with his twin wife, and he carried a book with him everywhere. It must have been his diary, or rather his notebook. But, because of some trouble, the queen became very angry and quarreled with Froggold. She probably decided to take it out on him. She was always on the edge of filming. In general, how could King Froggold only fall in love with her? She was angry because she had lost her slipper, the pink one. She had been naming her slippers, which were in the shape of cats, since she was a little girl. And she called them Kitty and Catty. Funny, isn't it? I don't know just why Kitty came to be considered a toy, but it seems to have been after the Queen decided that one slipper without the other was no use to her. So she decided to nail it to a stick and put it in the garden. Then she saw her son playing with it. Before this occasion, by the way, King Froggold decided that it was getting a bit old-fashioned to live in a 300-year-old castle, and he hired builders to build a new one. The king had some land, and he agreed that he would give 2/3 to the builders to construct the new palace. Then, before he could move into the new palace, he died. And Froggold II began to live in the newly built palace, got married, and got himself a family, hired some servants, raised a garden, and, so to speak, began to live worry-free. Froggold met me at the theater during an intermission in the buffet. What a lover of food he was! He bought so much food, as if he was going to feast him at the buffet. We got to talk quite well, and I began to come to his royal diner for a cup of tea sometimes. That's why I know so much about them. So then, Froggold II decided to inspect the old castle, and he went there with some people. He took some things, including his father's toys, which became the decoration for his garden. And then, someone killed the chief servant for some reason. I told you before. Oh, it's 12 p.m. already. Okay, I'm talking too much. Get back to work.
Beleza. É só fazer nada.
Eu tô muito concentrado. O jogo lagou, não tem como. O sapo. Quase eu errei. Eu sei, eu quase morri. Essa eu quase morri, meu Deus do céu. Acabou. Oxe. Eita, sexta-feira. Well.
Well. Did you think you could work here after that? Don't try to play it dumb. Speak up. Why did you destroy this palace? Back then, you and your gang came and almost demolished everything here. How could you tear down this wonderful palace? The royal family lived here. They lived happily ever after. And then, you bloody vandals decided to blow it all up. Like terrorists. Apparently, Froggold's family found out about your further interference and rushed out of here. You're not doing the at me. Oh, don't worry. Me and the detectives have checked everything broadly, and you've also been described by your battle buddies. You don't have to hide anymore. How could you say that? He was a wonderful, good, and kind man. I knew him through and through. What did he do to you? Or, what did he do to your friends? Why do you think he deserved this? You ruined his peaceful and quiet life! Enough! I don't want to hear any of your excuses. Everything is clear for me. I'm kind today, that's why I'm not calling the police now. If you want to finish your shift, be my guest. But you must be out of there by 6 a.m. sharp. Otherwise, you'll end up right where your body's at. I think they will be very friendly to you after you ran away from them that day when the police arrived. I know it's grown of me to let you go, but I think that will remain on your conscience. Such a lovely building, to ruin a family's life. Okay, I don't want you here in the morning. Oh, and don't forget to leave the keys on the table.
Beleza, eu morri por causa que o jogo bugou. Vou desligar. É, o cara falou que vai meter essa pra ligar pra polícia. Porque ele tá dizendo que eu tô chamando os vândalos pra chegar na mansão deles. Vou ter que tirar meu fone de ouvido aqui, porque não quero levar nem de jumpscare. Tá vindo aí os 4. Ixi. Só 3. Bora. I know, please. Sai. Ixi, essa hora.
Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises. Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises.
Que não vai.
activated. Please evacuate from the premises. Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises. Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises.
Eita.
Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises. Fire alarm activated.
Cacete.
Please evacuate from the premises.
Eita, o dragão.
Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises. Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the
Ave
premises.
Maria. É o sapo.
Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises.
Sai.
Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises. Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises.
Desliga.
Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises.
O Cat tá aqui. Eita, tá aqui ainda.
Fire alarm activated. Please evacuate from the premises.
Agora. Acabou. Aí. outro minigame. Deixa aqui, eu não sei onde é que vai. É bem por aqui. Tô mostrando a seta. E aqui não sei nem aonde que é o dia que eu vou. Só sei que tem que voltar. Agora é só voltar. Aí ela morre. Conquista desbloqueada. Só. Que 9 estrelas. É só isso.